Hey guys, and welcome to Daily Drivers. My name is Joe, and we are going to be reviewing this 2008 Infiniti G37S, and particularly my favorite color, Athens Blue. Now, all these G37s, they came in automatics and manuals, but this particular model, which is the S, only came in a manual version. This also model does not have the stock wheels. The owner of it has put in these Volk racing wheels on it. The G37 has a 112.2-inch wheelbase. This particular one sits on 19-inch Volk racing wheels. The earlier G37s had a more rounded and curvier body style compared to the later G37s that became more blocky. The G37 has a length of 183.1 inches. Its width is 71.8 inches, and its height comes in at a 54.9 inches. The G37s also came with dual exhausts, and the S models also came with the body color matched spoiler. The G37 was truly a unique and great car. It offered luxury, it was economical, and it was a very sporty car. And it wasn't at a very expensive cost, where the base MSRP for it was $35,000. Some nice interior features of the G37 are power windows, leather seats, 6-way power seats, heated seats, a navigation system, a 6-disc CD changer, cruise control, and there's even a button that allows the driver to move forward the passenger vehicle so somebody can get in from the passenger side. This particular G37 is a manual, which means it has that extra fun third pedal. The G37 has a 3.7-liter V6 that produces 330 horsepower and 275 foot-pounds of torque. This makes it get up and go with a 0 to 60 time of 5.2 seconds. The G37 does not have a handle to open the trunk. Instead, it has a button located in the left rear taillight of the car. The G37 has 7.4 cubic feet of storage, and as you can see, this car came equipped with a net to help hold on to things. Alright guys, welcome to the driving part of the video. Now again, this is a 2008 Infiniti G37S. The S means that it came with the nice 6-speed manual, which I love. It completely changes the whole aspect of the car. I've driven the automatics, and they're just not as fun as a 6-speed. To me, a 6-speed always makes things better. This car has 330 horsepower, it's 270 foot-pounds of torque, and this car, it gets up and goes. I don't know how else to describe it. This car, it just goes. It doesn't even squeal its tires. Now this car, I'm not for sure what work's been done to it. As I told you before, the person replaced it with Volk racing wheels. They also put wider wheels on it. I believe it's 275 on the back and 245 on the front. Also, the clutch on this is a very heavy clutch. When I was first driving it, it was sort of hard to get used to it. But once you start driving it, you start to smooth out your shifts. This car also comes with a 6-disc CD changer. For those of you that don't know, this is basically, for the car guys out there, they know what the 370Z is. This is basically the Infiniti's version of that. Infiniti's more luxury version of Infiniti's the more luxury version of Nissan. This is sort of like the luxury version. The 370Z, for those of you that have them out there, you know that they don't come with back seats. Well, as you can see in this video right here, you get 2 back seats with the Infiniti G37. And to me personally, I sort of like that, because you never know when you're gonna need more room for people. That's what I've had numerous instances where I was thankful for having the back seat. And also a great thing about this car is these cars are fast. They're like the 370Zs, but also they do great on gas mileage. I think this thing gets maybe 19 in the city, and it gets about 24 or so in the highway. I mean, that's pretty good for a sports car. See, this car also, it comes with heated seats, which I don't believe come in the Nissan 370Z. This car also has a 7,500 RPM red line. See, the thing that's just always gotten me, and honest, I'll be honest, I'm not for sure, but this car just always seems, it just seems to pull. Then the time I've been driving it, I'll be honest, when I've fully gotten in it, I haven't been able to get out of second or third gear. That's how powerful this thing is. And also, I don't know what work may have been done to this car. All I know is that it has 330 horsepower. There could have been more that's done to this. This car could have been chipped. But see, right now I was in 6th gear, and I was going about probably 30 miles an hour. The torque on this car is unbelievable. See, the great thing about this car is that you get the power and the reliability of the 370Z, but you also get the luxurious features that Infiniti has, like the leather seats, heated seats, or there's multiple things actually I really love about this car. It's the rarity of it. I really don't see it that much around. I think I've maybe ever seen 2 of these cars where I live. But also, I've never seen any of them in Athens blue. This is the only Athens blue one I've seen. About technically, the only other Athens blue one I've seen was one that was just a Junkers. That one had a Athens blue hood on it, which to me that doesn't really count. But here, I'm going to show a little bit of the power. That was a 3rd gear pull. Try not to get pulled over. And that's basically, that's nothing for what this car can really do. And back on to like the rarity of this car. I've tried to look up production numbers. Maybe some of y'all could leave in the comments what you actually know, what they are. I saw stuff saying that like maybe it was like some dealer dude said that it was like for every of the 100 G37s sold, there was only about 5% of them that were actually a manual version. That's what Infiniti, I've tried looking at Infiniti. I've seen people try to talk to Infiniti about it. For some reason, they will not release the production numbers on this. But from what I've seen, this car is rare in and of itself. And then especially in this Athens blue, which to me looks beautiful. I've never seen another car like a color like this. But see, going highway speed, there's a function on here that tells you how many miles per gallon you've got. I'm in 6th gear going about 70 on the highway, and according to it, it fluctuates a lot. I'm getting about 30 or 40 miles to the gallon. But so it's amazing for how fast this car can be, but also how economical it can be. It's definitely sort of a best of both worlds. It gives you the nice sportiness. It gives you the nice sportiness, but also if you want to drive it economically, drive it as a daily driver, you can do that. And see, I don't know with this, again, you all in the comments could maybe say something, but for this particular G37, I've noticed that the ride is real rough. That could be the S suspension that I've heard. I'll be honest, I'm not for sure if all G37s are like that, but the suspension on this seems to be real hard and real sporty, which I like. And also the roughness in the suspension. I don't know, it could possibly be related to the wheels that are on it. See, again, now I'm sort of following the flow of traffic. I'm going probably a little bit more than I was. But again, I'm getting like about 30 miles to the gallon. And it's ridiculous how sportiness this can be when you want it to be, but it can also be economical when you want it to be. It's got nice AC, it's got nice heat. The heated seats warm up very quickly. This is an 08 G37, and Infiniti, they actually stopped production of this in 2013. And however, whatever kind of numbers they made, I mean, it was only in production for 5 years. That sort of shows the rarity that it has, especially, I mean, they made like sedans and that, but the actual S versions, they're just basically, they're not out there. They're sort of very hard to find. But this 6-speed, again, it perfectly matches this car. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I mean, there are some people that probably say to put a shorter throw in the shifter, but to me, it's completely fine. And again, with the clutch, it's a heavy clutch, and for beginners, it's probably not gonna be something easy for them to use. But again, once you start driving it every day, you don't realize, you sort of get used to it. But this car it's a 2008. That means it's going on 14 years old. And this car, it doesn't rattle. Everything seems to stay in sound. The engine is in perfect condition. It doesn't overheat or anything. It doesn't, you don't have black or gray or blue, or sorry, not black, blue or gray smoke to represent like burning oil or anything. This is really, it's amazing car that Infiniti has made. I wish they would have produced it longer, but they just didn't. And that's what it's amazing. Again, after like 14 years, it's amazing how strong this motor still is. That's what this 3.7 VQ motor, that's what I would be honest, that until I got in this car, I really didn't know much about it. I had known about the VQ, but I didn't know how great they really were, and I've really been sort of sold on them now. One of the things I love about this car is the sleeper aspect of it. That's what the people who really don't know this car, I think a lot of the times underestimate its power. They don't realize how fast this thing actually is. And so I'll be honest, coming up to it, I really didn't think it had that much, or really think anything of it. I didn't think it had 330 horsepower, but it does, and I believe that really surprises a lot of people. But for those of you who know, and that's what I've started to become to know about this car, people know not to mess with this car. They know how fast it can be. But again, this car, it's a nice, fun car. You don't have to deal with like a big gas guzzling V8. It's a V6 that has plenty of power when you need it, and when you don't need it, you can drive it economically and get great gas mileage, and especially with a 6-speed. Manuals tend to get better gas mileage compared to automatics. But if you're one of the lucky people to own this car, I'd hold on to them, because in my personal opinion, I think they're going to end up becoming a collector's car, because there weren't that many made. They were only in production for 5 years. I think people are going to start realizing how great these cars actually were. Car also has a backup camera, comes in nice, and it's pretty accurate too. But I'm one of those people, I don't really rely on the backup camera, sort of rely on my own, but it's always nice to have it there, especially when you're parking in the tight areas. Putting my foot all the way in it, and that's actually the first time it's actually broken a little loose on me. But with that, I figure I just wanted to get that one sort of shot for you all. With that, I'll go ahead and end the video for today. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a good day and your daily drivers.